Hello my darlings, and welcome to a new vlog. Gosh, the eyes don't lie. They are revealing the jet lag that I feel right now, as does the fact that I'm literally clutching on for dear life to this coffee. Charlie and I got back from the Maldives, which was the dream couple of weeks. We had the best time the day before yesterday, and actually I have to say I quite like is maybe a strong word. I don't detest the jet lag this way round. I think it's so much worse going back and forth to the US. I think if you go east, it's okay. You can deal with it because when you arrive at your destination, I think you just want to go to bed a bit later and wake up a bit later, but that's fine because you're on holiday, you can do that. And then when you get back to the UK, you wake up early in the morning. So I may have been up since 4 o'clock in the morning, but that's fine. I'll just make it a little bit later each and every day. But I always think that because we've gone on this winter sun holiday for 3 years in a row now, and for me it feels like the new year kind of begins when we get back. January always feels like such a long month, and as I think I mentioned before we went away, I don't like to do any big resolutions or any big lifestyle changes, especially not in winter. Winter is a month of hibernation. It is a month of enjoying the things that make you feel good. So yeah, no big changes going on here. So today's just going to be a really nice at-home cozy vlog. I'm going to update you on a few things. There are a couple of very exciting projects that we're going to be undertaking this year, one of which actually only got confirmed while we were away, so I'm not going to reveal what it is just yet because it's not like signed, sealed, delivered. I hate to be that tease, but yeah, it's not another Strawtop cottage, but it's something really cool and you won't be able to guess. It's different, let's just say. And there's also a home project that I would like to undertake as well, and normally I kind of leave Charlie in charge of doing the home stuff, but this one is something that I want to manage, so I'll show you where that's going to take place and explain my vision a little bit later. What else to report? I don't know, it's just going to be a nice relaxed day. I've done my Pilates, I've bought some ingredients to make a nice minestrone soup for lunch, which is going to be delightful because as soon as I realised minestrone soup is essentially soup with pasta in it, I was like, yes, that is the soup for me. So thank you for joining me for today's video, darlings. And if you are new and you haven't yet hit the subscribe button, then please do. It means the world to me. And yes, I hope you enjoy the video. But oh my gosh, we need to put some makeup on. I look like a little sleepy McSleeper-chops. I don't know, I look very tired. So let's go and pop on some makeup and get started with the day. Isn't it funny, by the way, that not me, but for so many people, you work really hard on getting a tan while you're on holiday, and then if you go on a winter sun holiday, you come home and I'm literally covered from the top of my neck down to my ankles. There's no point. There is no point in getting a tan on a January holiday because all you can see are my wrists. Excuse the pile of laundry behind me. I did do an intense unpacking session yesterday. I always think it's better to just get it done, otherwise it's one of those really annoying things that just kind of hovers over your to-do list. So when we were away, I barely wore makeup. I think 2 evenings I wore makeup while we were there, and it was just so nice being makeup free for so long. So today I just wanted to keep it so simple and nothing too heavy. I've already popped on a tiny little bit of the 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 foundation, which is from Jones Road. That's all I've got on my skin at the moment. It's really nice and lightweight. They don't really do high coverage products because it's all about letting your skin and your personality shine through. Jones Road, if you don't know, is a brand that was created by Bobbi Brown herself, and she thought the world doesn't need more makeup products, it just needs better makeup products. So she really focuses on the ingredients, making sure they're clean, and just give you that healthy radiance. So it's perfect for me right now because yeah, I don't want to be hiding my skin, and I just want something that's nice and natural. I would say my favourite product from Jones Road has to be their Miracle Balm. I've got the blush version, but actually the one that I was looking for is the bronzy version. I did mostly stay out of the sun during like those peak midday hours, except for little dips to the sea, but I always wear a cap, factor 50, constantly reapplying. So actually I can't really show you, but my body is a lot more bronzed than my face, which is ironic because, as I said, completely covered up from head to toe. And I always think that personally I feel like I look a little bit healthier if I have got a little bit of bronze to my complexion. So you can use this little spatula, but I prefer to use just my fingers. And what they suggest with the Miracle Balm is you can just kind of apply it to the areas where you want a little bit of extra coverage, not coverage, a little bit of a glow, a little bit of colour. You can also use a brush, but especially if you're on the go or if you're traveling or just like to keep it simple, then I love the fact that you can use your fingers. I have got this brush which I use to apply the skin tint earlier, and it's quite good at being the one brush that you just apply everything with. You won't find any dramatic before and afters with using Jones Road's product because they're really just designed to enhance your natural appearance instead of any kind of coverage or anything too harsh, which is really lovely, and I definitely want to try to keep it a lot more natural this year. But this Miracle Balm, it gives you just this really gorgeous radiance to your skin, adds that little bit of colour, and you can also blend the different colours to get that really lovely flush if you want to have that nice little hydrated touch of pink to your cheeks. And because everything is balmy, it's just instantly kind of merges with your skin. Products merge together so beautifully. So there we go, just a nice little pep up for my skin. Jones Road have actually very kindly said that for those of you that shop with the code that's on the screen here, on orders over $85 you'll get a free little mascara, which is very kind of them. And speaking of which, their mascara is amazing. Oh, I forgot to curl my lashes. Sometimes a good glowy complexion and a little bit of mascara is all I feel like I need, especially for a day like today when I'm just at home. I'm actually just going to pop the tiniest little bit of this one, which is the shade Miami Beach, on my lips. They are the ultimate multitasking products. Very juicy, and that is all I'm going to do today, keeping it very simple. So let's head downstairs and make this delicious soup. As I mentioned, I bought some bits from the farm shop this morning. I've got some vegetable stock, I've got celery, onion, garlic. It's basically, what's the name of that concoction that you make when you saute all the vegetable? There's a special word for it which I can't remember. That is the base, with some veggie stock, with some seasonal herbs, chopped tomato, and of course pasta. So hopefully, I don't think I've ever made minestrone soup before, but I've been looking at so many videos online. I think it's really easy, but if you guys have got any tried and tested recipes for it, then please let me know. So let's do it. So as well as the vegetables, I also picked up some bulbs from Daylesford this morning, and I cannot wait to just get my hands covered in soil and begin gardening for 2025. I'm going to do things a little bit differently this year. I'll chat through that maybe a little bit later. Don't even think about scratching. You can see where we've obviously mulched over the plants in the herbaceous border, and they have been scratching and getting it all over the pavement. Silly bunnies. Anyway, so this is a really lovely creation that's already been grown together in this amazing shape. I wonder how they did that, whether there's some chicken wire in there or something, but this is just going to be an explosion of purple colour, this beautiful 𝑭𝒔𝒑𝒒. So I'm hoping that I've got a ceramic container that I can pot this up in. That'll look really gorgeous. And then some individual ones over here. Got a mixture of lots of different bulbs. We've got some white 𝑭𝒔𝒑𝒻. We've got some narcissus. I think that's, this one is an iris. We've got, yeah, this thalia, narcissus, and galanthus, which is a type of snowdrop. So this one here has already got some moss potted around it, but I'm just going to create some really nice combinations of bulbs and make them look pretty before they come into the house. So with Dickie's help, that's my afternoon activity. Does my soil taste nice, Dickie? Please. Bunny. Bunny. Dickie. Strange animal. So these are the bulbs that I planted at the end of last year, and you can see that they're starting to come up, but I don't really like how it looks with the compost and the grit. So when I can, I'm going to forage some moss from the garden and just lay that over the top, and I think that'll look a whole lot nicer. And also, this happens every year when we go to the Six Senses and I see all the microgreens that they're growing there. It really inspires me. So I've actually got this little set here, which is meant to be the best way of growing sprout style microgreens at home. So I'm going to have a little look at the instructions and have a play around with that over the next few days and get cracking on my 2025 microgreen growing mission, because I just absolutely love adding them to loads of dishes. It's probably the easiest thing that you can grow, and you don't need any space, you don't need any gardening equipment whatsoever. It's really, really easy. I just need to do a little bit of tidying in here as well. These are left over from Christmas, 𝑭𝒂𝒕. And I bought my bulbs in, I think, a few things. Some of my lovely little pelargoniums. Is that what they're called? I'm having a mind blank. I think some of them might have got a little bit frostbitten. It was absolutely, literally freezing. I think -8 one of the days that we weren't here. And yeah, I think some of the things in the greenhouse just got too cold. So we'll see if they're rescuable with a little bit of TLC. I always take off any dead leaves, because then the plant's energy can go back into repair and focusing on the healthy bits instead of wilting down the already dead bits. You okay, my little helper? You're so handsome. Mummy missed you so much. Well, here's what I think of you, Mummy. I'm going. We can see this one by the door is really not very happy, but there's still some life there, like this little green bit here showing signs of life. So I might just give it a good prune and hopefully it might come back. Probably should trim back the hydrangeas now as well, but that's Charlie's area of expertise, so I'll definitely check with him first. Yeah, there's a few little signs of green coming up here. Ah, my chilli plant. Of course, chilies do not like the cold, so that one can definitely be composted. But of course, I'll harvest these last little chilies first. Reminder not to touch my eyes after harvesting the chilies. Okay, my darlings, please, by the way, let me know what the audio is like for this clip, because I could always film my greenhouse clips while it's a little bit empty and echoey on the small camera with the microphone. So let me know what this audio is like. So I've got here a couple of pots, and these, I think they're probably both from Burford Garden Company. And these are going to be perfect for planting some bulbs in nice little arrangements, so really nice wide. It's got holes drilled into the bottom, and then this one is a little bit deeper. You actually don't need that much depth when it comes to bulb planting, so I'll probably put either some old spent compost or just some gravel in the bottom of this because we don't want to waste good compost. So I'm going to start off by having something nice and tall in the middle, so probably a narcissus, and then we want to have a really nice variation around the outside. So we've got some 𝑭𝒒𝒏𝒅. I might break those up a little bit. Might do a couple of 𝑭𝒒𝒏𝒅 in this one. So we'll have a 𝑭𝒒𝒏𝒅 either side of the narcissus, and then we've got, what's this? Oh yeah, a little tiny narcissus. I think that could be really cute in the front there. To be honest, it doesn't need to be overly full. I will pack out the rest of this. Can you even see? By the way, I always think that these are really nice to have inside the house at this time of year. You don't need to continually be buying fresh flowers because you've just always got this living kind of pot with ever-changing bulbs in here. It's also the idea behind the bulb lasagnas that I made late last year, but yeah, this is one that you can do in January. So I'll just find some compost, fill in the gaps, and then plant these, and then again we'll pop some moss on the top to really finish those off. This one again, I'll probably do a nice narcissus in the middle, and then a couple of the little mini snowdrops. That'll be really cute. A couple of the snowdrops, and oh no, I'm going to keep it white actually, and another little narcissus. And then I've got these ones left, and what I'm going to do with these that I've got left is just put them in individual pots and have them in the greenhouse, and it will just be a really nice little bit of colour in here, because at the moment everything is looking a little bit sad. So if we start with the easy ones, I just take a terracotta pot, give these a little squeeze, they should come out nice and easily, pop it in there, and then I can see, for example, with this one, I very much need a little bit more compost to pad that out, but we'll start by getting them all in the pots. And these are so useful for growing seedlings in March, so I won't let any of these go to waste. They will definitely be saved. See, this one is starting to get quite root bound when the roots are winding their way round, so you just want to loosen these off a little bit so that they can grow in different directions and not just keep going round and round, and that's an indicator that this actually needs a bigger pot. This one looks quite huge, but I think it should be perfect. So sometimes you might find that you don't even need to add any compost at all. So for example, with these delicate little snowdrops, they don't really have that much of a root system, so I'm just still going to be really gentle as I squeeze the pot. But yeah, you can see they've done the exact same thing here at Daylesford Plant Nursery. They've used an older, less nutritious compost down at the bottom to fill the pot, and then you can see where it's this more nutritious compost at the top here, because the bulb doesn't reach that far down. And this one is going to fit absolutely perfectly in this little pot, and for the grand total of, damn it, there's no price on this one, I think it was around £3.50. You've got this really sweet little floral item which will last probably at least a month in your home. Also, if you're going to someone's house for a dinner party, how sweet to take them something like this, which they don't need to worry about trimming or putting in water. And yeah, I just think that's a really nice little gift. So that's the aim for how all of these are going to look. But first of all, I need to see if we've got any moss in the garden. But that's stage 3. Stage 1 was putting them in the pots. Stage 2 is composting in the ones that need a little bit more soil. Why have I put the camera so high up? That is the question. But I guess you don't need to see my face, you just need to see what I'm doing. So down here, we have got my, it's kind of like the equivalent of a greenhouse rubbish bin. In here, I normally tip out old soil and broken bits of crockery because, yes, this plate tragically broke at Christmas, but it's not going to go to waste because broken bits of crockery, smaller than this, I need to smash these down a little bit more, are very useful for drainage in the bottom of your plant pots. So I'll smash this up a bit smaller and put some bits in the bottom. And then especially things like bulbs, the soil that they need does not need to be that nutritious. So I can use some of this old soil mixed with some of my garden centre shop bought soil. This I don't think is organic, so I won't be using this for anything that I'm going to eat, but I'm not planning on eating my little daffodil narcissus, so it's absolutely fine to use for my bulbs. So let's get potting. Why do they always break when you don't want them to, but they don't break when you do want them to? Yay! Well, I can definitely see why the Greeks do that for fun. That was very good for stress busting. So I'm putting some of the broken crockery in the bottom of the pot, along with some old compost, and then my bulb. And then I'm just topping up with my shop-bought compost. Tell I'm out of practice because I'm just being so messy. Whoops. Okay, so I've just compacted that down, and the final stage will be to add the moss, and that will be done. Okay, fueled by my tea, we're going to go on a little moss hunting mission. Look, some of the, it's not the most attractive area, but some of the bulbs are starting to come up. Gosh, it's already gone 3 p.m, but it's still fairly light. I don't think it gets dark until just before 5 now. What a luxury. Okay, it took a little while, but I have got plenty of moss here. So I'm going to just start to kind of fill in the gaps. Again, I'm not sure if you can see. Let's bring you down. I'm going to start to just kind of jigsaw puzzle it around the bulbs that are starting to shoot up already. Got mostly teeny weeny bits, but any of the big bits I'm putting on this larger one. I think it might actually continue growing, so it could be that it kind of fills in the gaps by itself. I just think it looks nicer having a green base rather than a brown composty base. It just finishes it off really nicely. Okay, I'm pretty happy with how these have turned out. They'll look really nice in the house and just amazing once they start to come into flower. So the final step, just going to give everything a light water. Ooh, and this will just help the moss to settle in and give everything a little boost. Don't need to water them too much. I don't know why, but bulbs just don't need quite as much watering. I guess they just store so much energy in the actual bulb. And I'll just let these drain for a little while before I bring them into the house. Well, I think that's a really nice finishing touch to this little area. So we've got a mixture of already blooming things and then my new little bulbs. We've got the snowdrops, we've got the, I think these are crocus that will come out soon, the 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 in the pot, and the 𝑭𝒊𝒅. Just looks rather lovely. All we need to complete this little vignette is something yummy for my cake stand. Hello my darlings, it's a few hours later. It's 5:40 in the evening. I just spent quite a bit of time putting together the most perfect H&M order. and then the H&M website has crashed and my entire basket has disappeared, which is very annoying, and I probably should have been doing my emails, but because of the jet lag, my energy levels now are like literally plummeting. So I'm gonna go and take my makeup off. Charlie's cooking, thank goodness, and we're probably gonna have a really early night, so I'm gonna say now that I'll see you in the morning so I don't do a disappearing act, because I know that I am not gonna be on good form this evening. We're getting there slowly but surely. This time yesterday, I was arriving at Soho Farmhouse. I decided to treat myself to a post-arriving home face gym, which is when they use the RF radio frequency device to like lift your face apparently, and also they use little squidgy balls to give you like facial massage, and it was so nice, but I fell deep asleep during the appointment so that I could be alert enough to drive home, but it was great. Also, thank you for saying this, but I noticed a lot of comments in the what I eat in a week video saying, Josie, you've had so much Botox on your forehead. That is proof that there's no Botox left in my forehead. I haven't had it done in nearly 2 years now. But I appreciate people thinking that I have. That obviously means my skincare routine is doing a good job, but no, I wouldn't be able to do that if I'd had Botox, but thank you. I take it as a compliment. Anyway, my darlings, I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Good night.
Why you're so excited? Well, it's new year, new me, and we're about to get our haircut. We're about to get our haircut, and we find it really, really relaxing. The groomers, not so much. But I can't wait for my new year haircut. I'm gonna be so smart you won't even recognize me. I'm getting my hair cut today. I'm getting my hair cut today. I'm quite small, I'm quite scruffy, I'm quite smelly, I'm quite stinky. But I'm getting my hair cut today. Getting my hair cut today. I adore you. I adore you.
Good morning, my darlings. It is now Tuesday morning, technically Tuesday afternoon. I did my Pilates this morning and then had a nice coffee catch up with Chloe, my Pilates instructor. We're actually planning something really fun for later in this year, which I'll be able to share information on very, very soon. And then I had a quick dash around the farm shop. I'm really tempted to get more bulbs. After creating one of those pots yesterday, it's really inspired me, but actually one of my gardening resolutions for this year is to not get carried away. I think you guys have probably noticed from the last few years, I do tend to get really swept up with certain things, so I decided not to buy any more bulbs, and I'm just going to enjoy the ones that I've already done. So as you can see, the sun is shining. I would have taken the boys for a post-lunch walk like we did yesterday, but they are at the groomers. I think we mentioned in a video before Christmas that they actually have to shut down the groomers when Dexy and Dicky go, because they are so naughty. They just cause havoc and mayhem wherever they go. So we have our time slot and they have a private session, which is ridiculous. My children are so high maintenance. But yeah, anyway, home again. And I've just had the leftovers, part 2 of the minestrone soup from yesterday. I added some of the Freya chicken bone broth to it to loosen it up again, and it was absolutely scrumptious. Now I'm gonna make a post-lunch healthy banana, chocolate, date, tahini, coffee, cinnamon smoothie. So I've got these dates from Daylesford. They've still got the seeds in them, so they're a little bit more high maintenance than the ones I normally get from M&S, but we haven't been to M&S in a while. So the ones that I don't use in my smoothie, I'm then gonna do the almond butter, pistachio, hazelnut dates, because they are just the best afternoon snack when you just need that little bit of a sugar hit, a little bit of an energy boost, and they're quite easy to make. So that is the plan. Winter sun is absolutely gorgeous, but it does make filming quite tricky because it's very like high contrast. Instead of just the whole room being illuminated by sun, it just kind of illuminates small sections. So in this smoothie, I wouldn't normally add this, but because I've got it, I'm just gonna whack in this little bit of frozen avocado. And then I'm gonna be quite lazy, and instead of washing my little stasher bag, these are the best things in the whole world. They are incredibly durable, they're watertight, so you can put like little soups and things in there. Great if you've got children, or if you make yourself a lunchbox. It's just fantastic for taking things with you for snacks. I'm pretty sure you can microwave them. I think you can put them in the oven. I never do anything like that, to be honest. I just use them for storing things in the freezer. So I'm gonna chop my banana. If I had a more ripe one, I would use it, but I do not, unfortunately. And half of it is gonna go in this bag for next time, because actually frozen banana is better in a smoothie than non-frozen banana. It just makes it creamier. So there we go. In fact, no, when the bananas that we've got get more ripe, I will chop up more and fill up that bag. But for today, this one's just gonna go straight in the Thermomix. I feel like this is probably a better angle while the sun is being crazy. So we've got the frozen avocado and the non-frozen banana. I made a coffee about an hour ago, so that's now room temperature. Add that into the Thermomix. And then I'm just gonna take 3 dates, my kefir, and as you'll know, if you've seen me making smoothies before, I keep the bottle and then I make my smoothie for the next day. This will be enough for 2 days. And my day 2 of the smoothie will go in this bottle, so I'm just reusing that. Kefir is fermented, so really, really good for the gut. I'm going to add in, to make it chocolatey, this is the cacao and reishi powder from Ancient and Brave, and it literally makes everything tastes like a milkshake, and it's got the adaptogens from the mushroom in there, the reishi. And then I'm going to add in about a teaspoon's worth, a heaped teaspoon of cinnamon for a bit more sweetness, and cinnamon is just so good for you. Then I'm adding in a tablespoon of chia seeds. And now, I've not actually tried this before, but I heard someone say that they swapped the almond butter in their smoothie for tahini and that it was amazing, so I thought I'd give that a try. So I'm just going to do 1 big tablespoon of tahini. I'll do the experimenting so that you guys don't have to. And then just to top up the liquid, I'm using the 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 hazelnut milk, just because that's the one that I had in the cupboard. You could use cashew milk, you could use, oh no, it's out of date. Oh my gosh. This actually went out of date on the 23rd of November, 2024. Do we think that matters? Do you know what? I'm actually not going to risk it, because the most ill that Charlie has ever been was when he made almond milk, and the bacteria went a bit bad, so unfortunately I'm going to have to get rid of this. That's a shame. Okay, I've just been to the store and I can't believe it. My tiger nut milk, which is another one that I like, is also out of date. This is so annoying, and I don't really want to put oat milk in here. So I'm actually just gonna add some cold water. I would say a nut milk or cow's milk would be better. It makes it a bit creamier, but never mind, at least I've got the kefir. Here we go, we've got some water in, so let's blend it up. And there we go, I've got my smoothie for tomorrow and my smoothie for today. I actually made Probably a little bit too much. I could have done with a bit less water. Got a bit carried away there, so I guess I'll have a double portion today. I gave it a taste test while it was in the blender just to make sure I didn't need to add anything. And I'm happy to confirm it is absolutely delicious. Yummy. I did also add the tiniest pinch of salt at the very end, and I think that's just really enhanced the flavours. So I will enjoy that now while I'm making my stuffed dates. So like I did last time, I'm going to stuff some with pistachio, some with hazelnuts, some with almonds, and some just with almond butter. I think I've got some chocolate. Yeah, so last time I used, was it not Hershey's, Tony's Chocolonely, and I read the back and I don't want to use the word horrified, but I was quite surprised to see the ingredients in Tony's Chocolonely's. And I didn't think I'd heard of this brand before. It's called 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 𝑴𝒆. Their strapline is Get Back to Human. But I was actually listening to a podcast, I think it was with Dr. Mark Hyman, and he was interviewing the founder of this brand, and they're like a longevity nutrition specialist, and I think he's got a store. If any of you guys live in New York, please let me know. Is there a store, like a Whole Foods type place, called 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, where you can basically go in and everything is genuinely good for you? I'd be really intrigued to know if that's true. Let me have a look. What have I listened to? I don't know if there's a way of looking at your history. Ah, yes, here we go. This is the podcast. I'll leave it linked down below. It's called The Dark Side of the Food Industry, How the Standard Diet is Making Us Sick and Fat. It was quite scary listening, but equally quite an important one to listen to. So the guy's name is Jason Karp, whose personal experience of nearly going blind due to a toxic lifestyle. And by toxic lifestyle, he was talking about how he was, I think he was working in investment banking. He didn't talk about his old industry that much, but he just was work, no sleep, junk food, like sodas all the time. And his body started to degenerate so much so that he was told that, and this is by the age of 23, he was told that he was going to go blind by the age of 30 because of this eye condition that he got. And he decided to look into more alternative medicines, and basically through hugely overhauling his entire lifestyle and his diet, he was actually able to reverse this eye disease, and all of the eye doctors were completely bamboozled because this particular eye disease had never ever been thought to be curable and definitely not reversible. So that was like his kind of oh hallelujah moment. But in this podcast they talk about I mean, if you're a fan of Kellogg's, this will be really interesting to listen to, because I'm sure many of you already know this, but especially in America, there are ingredients that are legal in the US that are illegal in Canada. So there are a lot of breakfast cereals that Kellogg's, weirdly they call it Kellogg in this program. I don't know if in the US it's Kellogg and in the UK it's Kellogg's, but they were saying that there are, I don't know if Kellogg's make Lucky Charms for example, but let's take Lucky Charms as an example. The Canadian Lucky Charms and the US Lucky Charms will actually be completely different. The Canadian one will have much better ingredients than the US one because of the legislations. So he's fighting, along with other activists, to basically make sure that in the US/everywhere, these food companies actually provide you the best quality of the cereal or food that they've been able to make, because they're literally made in the same factory. Anyway, it's a really interesting episode. Gosh, that is a huge tangent. He owns the brand 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, and basically he wanted there to be a brand that he could go to where he knew that all of the ingredients were not harmful. So the ingredients within this chocolate are organic cocoa mass, organic unrefined coconut sugar, and organic coconut butter. That's it. So I'm going to crumble a little bit of this, and I think that would be a really nice addition on top of some of my dates. Gosh, I do tend to ramble, but it was a really interesting podcast, so I'll leave it linked down below if you are also interested in those kinds of topics. Also, I'd love your feedback, by the way. Obviously, I mention and talk about quite a lot of podcasts, and a lot of them are very like nutrition focused. I find them fascinating, and I just presume that everyone finds these topics fascinating. I think because we all eat, and most of us love to eat, and we like to think that what we're eating is fueling our bodies. So therefore I find these topics absolutely fascinating, and I love to know the kind of marketing and the business side behind the food companies, like with that Lucky Charms example. Obviously the reason why they continue making Lucky Charms with the worst ingredients in the US is because they get a higher profit margin. And I just find this whole like big food, big pharma profits versus health of the people really fascinating. Petrifying, but fascinating. But I'd love to know, what do you guys think on this topic? Is it just me that finds it really, really interesting? Or do you guys also find it fascinating? Let me know. I'm sure there are a lot of people that are like, Josie, you take it too far. And I probably wouldn't disagree with you, because like with the gardening and the bulb buying, I do tend to take things to the extreme. So, speaking of getting cracking, was I even speaking about that? I don't know, but I need to get cracking. So let's get a container. Obviously I've got to take the seeds out of these, so I'll de-seed them, then I'll add the almond butter, and then we'll add our nuts. Okay, let's do this. Okay, I have stuffed my dates with all of them but one with almond butter, and then my almond butter ran out, so one of them is cashew butter, which hopefully will be a nice little surprise. Now I don't know if I actually have room for the chocolate, so I'm just going to see what they taste like with just the almond butter and the nuts, and I just sprinkled the tiniest little bit of salt. That's good. It's such a good little snack, and you can only ever eat 2 or 3 and then you are done. Perfect. Okay, my darlings, fueled up on the lovely coffee, date, banana, cinnamon, etc. smoothie, I'm now doing a little bit of laptop time. Unfortunately, it looks like the sun has gone for today. It's 2:30, and sun going down, jet lag, and post-lunch, not good for my energy levels, so I need to just keep going. I'm blaming it on jet lag, but actually I think I just really, when it starts to get dark outside, my energies just go. If you've got any solutions for that, please let me know. But I promised you at the beginning of this video that I would share a little bit on our kind of plans for 2025. So our plans for the house, plans for life, I guess. And there's one project, well, there's 2 big projects that are probably going to be happening in the house this year, at least 2. 3 in a dream world. So number 1 is the project that I am kind of managing, and it is to turn our random spare bedroom, which I don't even really have a name for it. It's the bedroom up on the top floor, I'll go and show you in a second, that's dark green. Do we call it the cinema room? I sometimes call it the FIFA room, because the only way that that room ever gets used is when we have our friends' children come over and they go up and play FIFA. That is literally all that room is used for, and it's totally pointless. It's not pointless because it's nice that the children have entertainment, but that side of the room, it can still be used for that when we turn it into the room that I want it to be. And I would like to document the process of turning that room into what I'm going to call the recovery room. So not recovery as in, I don't know, like from a breakdown or something, but more of a kind of wellness recovery room. So anyone that's in their 20s may not be aware of the fact that literally I feel like from the day that I turned 30, your body just changes and you can't work out in the same way that you used to without getting aches and pains. I notice my knees starting to go funny sometimes. I notice that I really ache after certain workouts. It takes me longer to get over things like jet lag. I'm getting older, right? And so is Charlie. And I just think that instead of having a room that's used once every 3 months, realistically, that is how often that room gets used, why not turn it into somewhere that is really useful for both Charlie and I? We are exceptionally lucky that we have membership at both Bamford and Soho Farmhouse and Estelle Manor, all of which have got amazing wellness facilities, especially Bamford. They've got the infrared sauna, they've got the cold plunge, the sauna, obviously the reformer Pilates, etc, etc. But it takes up quite a lot of my life going to these places to do these things. And if you've read the book about habit forming and doing things regularly, the number one thing that you have to do is make it easy. And we've discussed turning our pond into a wild swimming pool, like a natural swimming pool, and maybe putting a sauna round by the sheds, and talk about manifesting. Like, we'd been discussing that, and then a company actually got in touch offering to, I actually don't know if they were offering to loan or to gift, but to collaborate with us on a wood-fired hot tub and or wood-fired sauna. And we thought about it for a long time. But even, like, this sounds silly, but even having to go outside sometimes is enough of a barrier. And I know this because our gym requires me to walk for like 12 seconds outside to get to the gym. And sometimes in the peak of winter, when it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, it's pitch black, I just don't want to do that. So having a recovery room in the house means that I will have no excuse not to use it. I will have to walk past it to get to my dressing room. So the habit of making it easy will be ticked. So what is a recovery room and why on earth do you need it? We have the luxury of a spare room, but actually the majority of the things that I have planned for this room you could do even if you don't have a spare room, because everything is going to be quite compact. It just means that I won't have to like get it out and set it up every time I want to use it, because we can just shut the door and leave things in there. So one of the things is obviously my big red light mask, my Dermalux. I would use it a lot more if it was just out and all I needed to do was lie down, shuffle underneath it and plug my podcast or whatever it is on, instead of having to actually physically set it up. So that's number one. Number two is another form of red light, and you've probably seen randomly Justin Baldoni's house tour came up on my YouTube Explore page while I was eating my lunch, and I was like, oh, okay, he's in the press at the moment quite a lot. I know he's been famous for a long time, but I actually hadn't heard of him before the It Ends With Us drama. We won't go into that, but this video from People magazine or People YouTube channel was 4 years old, and he had a red light, or has a red light thing in his walk-in wardrobe. So he was on it years ago. These red light kind of blocks, which I haven't bought one yet, I'm still researching which is the best one. They're so good for you, so good for your mitochondria to go into reset and repair mode. Fantastic for recovery if you have got a problem, whether it's like something with your knees or something with your hips or anything. It's really fantastic for recovery. There are loads of benefits of these red lights, but I'll go into that probably more when I actually get it. So having a red light setup in there is number two. Number three is my own reformer Pilates machine. Again, I have done a lot of research into which one is the best, because I don't want to have a reformer machine out all the time, because that would take up a significant amount of space in the room. And I have actually just received it. It's in the garage waiting for me to unbox it, because it's come in a giant wooden box. So maybe in this vlog, depends on the light situation outside, maybe in the next vlog I will show you my reformer machine. I think in the next vlog, because we're just not gonna have time today. But I'm so excited to set it up and have it in my recovery room. Yes, reformer is a workout, but it's something that for me is also a mindful activity. You can do amazing stretches on a reformer. And I think if I can have the red light on me while I'm doing reformer, I love multitasking, so that's gonna be the dream. And then I've also even got a PEMF mat, which I'm not going to go into now because I still need to do more research onto them and I need to try it out a little bit more. But I've not used it yet because I just haven't had anywhere to set it up. So again, I need to have somewhere in the house where I can have all of my weird wellness things set up. So all I have to do is go in and use them. And these are all things which are not like fads. Yes, they're being talked about a lot at the moment, but they are things which are scientifically proven. And I think if you have the luxury of space and of course the affordability to get these things, then they can have a really amazing impact on your overall wellness. So that is what I'm going to be doing to that room upstairs. It's going to be my recovery room. I even have toyed with the idea of getting a professional massage bed because this is really luxurious, but I do love to get treatments here at the house, and the biggest faff is bringing up the massage bed. And if we were to have one here, a really good quality one, but apparently I can't say that word without thinking of a little boy. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, then we can be best friends. Apparently, I've never been on live television before. This is what the internet is amazing for, these silly little things. But anyway, yeah, so that is the plan. Of course, I don't want it to be dark green. As much as I like that colour, it's just not quite right for a recovery room. So I'm going to order some, in fact that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to order some paint samples. I don't know where from just yet, but yeah, I'm going to order some paint samples and we're going to paint the room. I'll probably get the stuff in it before it gets painted because I don't know when I'll be able to organise it getting painted. But over the next couple of months, I'm giving myself until the first day of spring. So when is that, like March 21st or something? I'm giving myself that as the deadline, so you guys can share the journey of creating the recovery room with me here on YouTube. The other big house project that we want to do this year is a renovation of our ensuite bathroom. We have a beautiful ensuite bathroom. Actually, we need to renovate 2 bathrooms. You might be thinking, oh my gosh, here we go again. But actually, if you watch the videos, I can't believe it's going to be 5 years in April. Like, this house really feels like home. It really does. And living in London feels like a lifetime ago in our beautiful house that I still adore. And I actually can't watch the video where I announced that we're moving house because it still makes me cry, because I love that. I loved that, not even past tense, the house that we had in London so much. It was just the most gorgeous place, and I was really attached to that house. It had the most amazing energy, but so does this house. It has just the best energy. Everyone that comes in here is like, wow, this is, so many people have said that this is the nicest house they've ever been in, purely from the feeling that you get in this house. And I do think that the energy of the people in the house makes a huge difference, whether it's Charlie and I, whether it's the dogs, Chloe, whether it's Michelle, who is our housekeeper. She helps with cleaning and ironing and things like that. I think everyone in this house has just got a really great energy, and that's, I think the house reflects that. Also, like, good feng shui, no weirdness going on in here. Why was I talking about that? Oh, 5 years since being here. Yeah, and it may feel like we did a lot of work when we moved in, but actually we mostly just painted. We mostly just painted the walls, installed blinds, added our furniture. And in terms of renovation, we've actually not done any. The biggest renovation, of course, would have been the gym. That was a renovation. It was, I'll show you before and after on the screen here. It was just an empty, dirt on the ground carport, and now it's our beautiful gym. But everything else we just painted. So there's nothing wrong with any of the bathrooms, which is why we've not rushed into it. But now we do want to upgrade our, I don't think you're allowed to say master bathroom anymore, are you? Primary bathroom. So we have always wanted a water monopoly bathtub with the wood around the edge. Not possibly the best visual to make you know what I mean, but the bathtub in Saltburn, yeah, I hate thinking about that scene, it's disgusting. But that is actually a water monopoly bathtub, I'm pretty sure, with the like wood around the edge. We wanted one before Saltburn. That scene obviously is not what made us want to have that kind of bath. But yeah, and also a beautiful unit for our double sinks and new shower. So big renovation for our master primary bathroom. And then hopefully as well the pink bathroom off the pink bedroom next door, because as you saw at Christmas, we've got major problems with the drainage and the, yeah, plumbing in that room. So big plans renovation wise this year, which is going to be really fun. Obviously last year we got Strawtop number 2, in 2023 we got married, in 2022/1 we got Strawtop 1. So there's been a big financial thing going on every year, so we've not actually wanted to put the funds into doing this kind of renovation before now. So it feels like the time is right to start doing that, and it's normally mostly Charlie's domain to do projects like that. He's a very good project manager, so he'll be holding the stress of that on his shoulders. But yeah, now you know. I'll quickly show you the rooms I mean so that you can visualize these spaces. So I'll just try and make this make sense. This is definitely not an area that I show on the vlogs very often, but this is a secret staircase that leads down to the kitchen. If you've ever wondered where that staircase in the dog's bedroom ends up, it's here. So, and then this staircase goes up to the FIFA/recovery room, other bedrooms down there, my dressing room down there. So that's how everything connects. Hello. We've got, oh, this is just so cute. Local artist did this cute little sheet painting, and then this incredible watercolor of our house, which is beautiful. And then this is a really old map of our county. So I think it shows Oxfordshire, Gloucestershire, Warwickshire, and I think our village is on here somewhere, Oddington, the Fox at Oddington. So that would mean that we're up here. King Sutton. Oh, I don't know, my geography's not very good. Anyway, so now that you've kind of got your bearings, if we go up this staircase, we've got a little bathroom here, bedroom down there, currently without a bed. Did I tell you about the Strawtop bed drama? I don't know if I did, but it's a long and boring story. And then we've got another painting here of our house. It's funny how everyone that paints chooses to do this view, but I love it. And this one's really special because obviously Dexter and Dickens are in it, my babies. This was a wedding gift from our friends Caris and Dan, and it's got the flowers over the archway that we had on our wedding day. So we've got the viburnum, the alliums, the nigella, exactly like it was on the wedding day. Beautiful. Anyway, so we turn around here, and this very dark room is going to be the recovery room. So, dun dun dun, it's quite a big room. We've got this sofa in here. I don't think I like these mustard coloured cushions anymore. I don't think I like any of these cushions. So we're not going to get rid of the sofa because it is actually a sofa bed. And Charlie's one condition on me kind of taking over this room and converting it was that it still needed to be usable as a bedroom. And there will still, even if I had the reformer machine out here permanently, there would still be room to pull this out into a bed. Do you know what, now that I'm standing in here, it's actually a lot bigger than I remembered. I make it sound like I never come in here, but I really don't come in here very often. So we've got the TV up on the wall, and the reformer that I have got actually has like classes that you can do, so I'm hoping I'll be able to play the classes on there and be on my reformer here. And then there's this little seating nook here, which I was thinking I would put the red lights in there, because, or kind of make it like a little red light booth. And maybe, I would love to know if you guys have any recommendations, because as I said, I haven't decided which red lights I'm getting yet, but you can get big panels. So I was thinking of getting 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and making this like a little red light booth. Or do I just put one, you know what, I could make this little corner, because these alcoves, this alcove is actually perfect for storing a folded up reformer machine. Or I could put a little red light in there. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't even know there was a little cubby there, but there is. This, I don't even know, is this the PlayStation? I think that's the PlayStation. That'll probably stay there, because, I mean, the boys will probably still want to play PlayStation when they come over. And there's plenty of floor space here for, I think what I'm going to look out for is a big mirror. Obviously the challenge is getting anything up these stairs. It's the angle of moving things from this corridor, angling it to get it up the stairs. So I'll have to check sizing wise, but I'd love to find a beautiful mirror to go on either. Ooh, that won't work, will it? See, my eyesight is so bad that I couldn't actually see in real life that that wall was angled. I can only see that through the camera lens. My eyes are really dodgy. So I'll probably put a big mirror on this wall. I could even do like a studio style, like get a professional mirror company to come and almost make this a mirrored wall. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? That would be really cool. And then reformer machine, and I plan on probably just keeping the LED mask out here, and then I can lie on here to do my LED or put my PEMF mat down. So yeah, that is the plan for this room, and I'm really excited for it to become a room that I will actually use. Okay, so I'm sure you guys are all familiar with our pink room. I adore this room. It's, again, just got the best cozy vibes and cozy feeling to it, and it's got one of the best views in the house. I love looking out of this window in the spring and summer. It's amazing because the herbaceous border will come to life. At the moment it is very sad, but won't be long. And at the moment I think I've actually got, oh, another thing that I didn't mention for upstairs is my sauna blanket, which is currently under the bed. Again, not very convenient, but yeah, this is our second guest bedroom. At the moment it's actually our primary guest bedroom because there's another story about Strawtop bed situation that I'll show you in a second. I kind of glossed over it during Vlogmas because it was all a little bit stressful. But in here we have got the bathroom of the pink bedroom. Obviously this bathroom has not been touched since we moved in. It's not even been painted. It's got this weird like, I don't even know what this is, but a lot of the plaster in this house is quite strange. It's actually got little flecks of glitter in it. It's very, very odd. So we have always had the intention of renovating. Don't look at the fact that I'm wearing chunky socks and barefoot sandals, barefoot trainers right now, really dorky. But this bathroom, again, is crying out for a makeover. I just find it very old-fashioned. It's perfectly fine. It works, mostly, and it's just a guest bathroom, so it's never been a priority. But at Christmas, you might remember we had the situation with the toilet leaking, and let's just say it's quite precarious right now. You can use this loo and it works, but everything, all the plumbing in here needs sorting big time. So that is the cue that we needed to renovate this bathroom. So I want to do something fun in here. I want it to be fabulous. I want it to justify the gorgeousness of this room. We're actually thinking of getting a different headboard in here to make this room even more fabulous as well. I think we're working with the 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 𝑴𝒆 for that, but again, that's Charlie's project. I like the fact that the shower is up on this kind of wooden plinth, so hopefully we can just get a new, probably antique brass surround. I don't love the grey tiles. It doesn't leak, I don't think. Actually, do you know what I think it does? I think this whole unit does leak. It's all a little bit problematic, so yeah. But then every room in this house has got really gorgeous features, whether it's a wonky beam, like completely wonky, all these super old beams. I noticed it's become like a trend for people that have got modern, oh, that's not very nice lighting, people that have got modern new build houses to put fake beams in their houses, which, I mean, I don't blame them. I think beams add so much personality, and I love that we've got the real deal here in this house in every single room. But yeah, that's the pink bathroom that will hopefully have a major makeover this year. Oops, let's take my smoothie, put that in the dishwasher. Maybe this mirror could actually work in the recovery room, because we have got one up there. Not sure. We'll see if it fits, but obviously this is the master bedroom, or primary bedroom, and it was meant to be an incredibly temporary thing that we have the TV up here, but it's just remained, which is not ideal. And the dream is for us to get a unit created at the end of the bed with a TV built in, so that we don't have this ridiculously high back sofa here. If anyone wants to buy this sofa, let me know. I just want to get rid of it. And we're gonna hopefully work with George Smith for a low sofa, and then someone's going to do something magic and either get the TV to come out of the unit, the sofa, or from under the bed, but we're yet to figure out how to do that yet. We do at some point want to get a really old looking 4-poster bed in here, but that's not a priority. But this is our beautiful ensuite bathroom, and I love this bath. I think it was black at the bottom when we moved in and we painted it green. wooden floor, lovely. We've got an old mirror up here, we've got the paintings, or the pressed flowers rather. We're lucky that we have a beautiful fireplace in here with a charnwood stove. This unit that we got from the 𝑭𝒆𝒂𝒕 Antique Centre before we moved in. And then we've got the his and hers sink. As you can see, I don't know if you guys have ever really seen this before, but I've got the messy basket underneath with all of my clack, I call it. And then Charlie puts all of his clack on there. So it's not the tidiest. Obviously when I'm filming, I try and like hide this, but this is the reality of how our bathroom looks. And I would just love a beautiful wooden unit in a dream world with a dark green marble top, with 2 sinks built in, beautiful mirrors, not dissimilar to this, but probably antique brass. The water monopoly bath that we'd love would have antique brass taps. They only do them annoyingly, I think, with the taps in the middle. I'm sure in Saltburn it's got taps at the end. I don't want to rewatch the scene just to figure out where their taps are though. But yeah, we're going to change all the silver chrome for antique brass and probably get a new system here because this, I think, is a little bit broken, a little bit leaky. Again, we've not touched any of this since we moved in. The only things we've done in here are paint the walls, and as you can see, the house just moves, you know, wood cracks, there's marks where the wood has got, 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, like eyes in it. And yeah, it just kind of needs redoing. It's been nearly 5 years since we had this room painted, so I don't know if we'll change the colour. Charlie and I always want to turn everything green, but I think we'll try and resist that temptation. Obviously we put the beautiful blinds in, we've got the lovely old shutters and the cushions. But this room hopefully is going to get a fabulous makeover this year as well. I noticed that Charlie left a couple of 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, I think it's lemongrass and ginger tea, it smells like, in my teapot. So he was like, no, don't buy it, we'll never use a little teapot like that. We have literally used it, well, we've only had it 3 days, but I've used it constantly since then, and I just leave it on the back of the 𝑭𝒂 and then it's always hot. And the fact that I have my instant hot water from my water drop, hallelujah, I am now a herbal tea continuous drinker, which I don't know if it's better for you than water, but it definitely is going to help me with my hydration. I just had a delivery. It says, "We got your back." Back as in short for bacteria. This is my seed symbiotic refill. So when it comes to prebiotics, probiotics, I take seed, which is a symbiotic, which is pre and pro, and it's basically full of bacteria, which is amazing for your gut. I choose to take this over something like a Simprove because the main reason is I did lots of research, and people that I really trust within the nutrition space, they very highly recommend this. Very sadly, I think the founder of Seed, I think their house got destroyed in the LA fires, and that has literally been my Roman Empire ever since 7th of January when it happened. Obviously we were on holiday, and whenever I have a minute when I'm not like doing something, it's all I can think about. I could cry right now even just thinking about it, like the devastation and the amount of people that have lost everything. I just can't stop thinking about it. If anyone watching this video has been affected by it, then I send you all of my love, because I just can't even imagine that happening, like to lose everything, and it's so unexpected. But anyway, I digress. Seed Daily Symbiotic. These are the 30-day refills. So I've probably got about a week's worth left in here. I took my seed capsules with me to the Maldives. I take 2 a day on an empty tummy. So it's the first thing I take. And yeah, it basically contains a micronutrient probiotic blend, dermatological health probiotic blend, cardiovascular probiotic blend, blah 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 blah. And the reason why I love Seed is because of the fact that it's a capsule, and it's a double-walled capsule. Something like a Simprove, for example, by the time this spoonful of liquid reaches your gut, most of the bacteria has already been absorbed in different parts of your body and it doesn't actually reach your gut. The same with single-walled capsules. They very rarely actually reach your gut intact, whereas the fact that these are a double-walled capsule is really important. So it actually gets to your gut in one piece, and then your gut can actually get the benefits from the bacteria, which is amazing for your immune system and amazing for your overall health. So I love 𝑐𝑷𝑬𝑵. I don't think I've got a discount code for them. I'm going to email them and ask, because there's no harm in asking, and if we get one, then I'll leave it linked down below. But these are my little 30-day refill sachets, which is great. And another bone broth. I actually got 6 of these. Another Freya set of chicken bone broth, which is my favorite, and I think we do have a discount code for Freya, so I'll leave this link down below. I love it so much that I will heat it up and just drink it like a soup or like a tea. It is scrumptious, but as you saw, I added it. Oh, my battery died, which is always a sign that I have been banging on and on and on. But yes, if ever a soup needs watering down, I will add chicken bone broth, and I love the Freya ones. It's natural Norwegian bone broth packed with flavour and essential nutrients. Also great for collagen, so amazing for your skin. I also, have I showed you recently my delicious pasta recipe? It's basically pan, olive oil, chopped garlic, sizzle, 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 tomato paste, chili flakes, sizzle, 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 like cook for 2 or 3 minutes, low heat, then add dry pasta and kind of fry the pasta for 2 or 3 minutes. Then I add an entire carton of this, so your pasta is soaking up the flavour and the goodness of your bone broth, and then of course a massive handful of Parmesan cheese at the end. It is so delicious, and it takes the same amount of time as cooking a normal pasta dish. I probably have done a reel on it at some point, or I featured it in another vlog, but next time I make it, I'll 100% show you, because it is my favourite pasta dish to make at the moment, because it's just so full of goodness and it is delicious. And then the other, all of today's deliveries have been quite like wholesome kitchen deliveries, and also puppy training pads, because my babies have decided that they want to wee in the fireplace at night now, which is really annoying. Don't know if it's because, I don't know. I think they just got into bad habits while we were away, and that's not my mum's fault. It's the fact that they are so stubborn and untrainable. So I've had to order puppy pads from Amazon, which is very annoying. But my other delivery today is my latest subscription delivery of Citizens of Soil, which has got to have been one of my, if not my best discovery of 2024 last year. Olive oil is such a key ingredient in so many recipes, and it can be so good for you. But some of the things that I thought I knew about olive oil were completely wrong. So for example, you actually shouldn't keep it where I've got it here. You shouldn't keep it somewhere warm, because warmth can actually reduce the nutritional benefits of olive oil. You should not have your olive oil in a clear container. It should be a dark glass or a ceramic container. We always get asked where this is from. I think it was from 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, like quite a long time ago. I'll try and find something similar and leave it linked down below. But with olive oil, the fresher it is, the more good for you it is. Olive oil can be packed with polyphenols, which is so fantastic for you, and also just creates such amazing flavour drizzled on salads, on soups. Even today with my lunch, I just drizzled olive oil on bread instead of putting butter on it. Citizens of Soil is a monthly subscription, and you get a pouch of fresh, amazing, top quality olive oil, and it's always from a different farmer. I've spoken about this many times before, so you probably know all this already. This particular month's olive oil is from Corinthia in Greece. You get the tasting notes. See, it was harvested only in November, so only a couple of months ago, so it's going to be packed with so much goodness. It's from the Peloponnese region, and it's from the Manaki and Megaratiki varieties of olive. It's got tasting notes, it's got an ingredient recipe suggestion. On the back, you can actually scan the barcode to learn about the farmers. They really look after the farmers and make sure that they're working with like family farms that farm in a regenerative, sustainable way. I just think they are such a great business, and it pairs well with veggie soups, orange chicken, chocolate mousse. I love it. Again, I think we do have a discount code for Citizens of Soil, and I couldn't recommend it any more highly. I also think it's an amazing gift idea. So yes, this arrived today as well. Oh, I'm home and I'm so posh. I'm so smart. I'm glossy. I don't smell funky anymore. I've got my bandana on. Oh, we've got our sailor bandanas on. Even after grooming, you're so fluffy. Show me then. Show me your posh paws. Show me your paws. You are so glossy. Olaplex need to sponsor you because you're so glossy. Look at this neat and tidy chest, and look. Oh my goodness me. They are so perfect, Dixie. Have you had your New Year, New Me pampering? Oh, let's see the tail. Oh, it's so neat and tidy. You look gorgeous, my children. Oh, the ears. They're so neat, so tidy, so glossy. Yes, you're very posh. You look very posh, and you know it. Okay, Charlie is home from Strawtop Cottage Cottages. Wonderful, preparing our dinner. We've got a _𝑭𝒂𝒕 gnocchi dish, which Charlie is slightly tweaking to make it even heartier.
We're tweaking it, not because _𝑭𝒂𝒕, one of the many amazing things about _�𝒂𝒕 is they obviously cater for all dietary requirements. And I think this recipe, because I always order, we normally have 3 recipes a week, minimum of 2, and I always order one that's veggie, and we're going to try and do 2 nights or 2 days a week where we give ourselves a rest from meat.
Yep.
Which I think we did for about 4 or 5 months last year, and then we fell out of the habit. So this is one of their plant-based ones. So it's the creamy garlic mushroom gnocchi. But because it's plant-based, which is fine, I don't think it's quite hearty enough, this dish, for me. So we're going to add in a bit more to it. So I'm going to actually use the shakshuka.
Oh, that's a really cool company, isn't it?
Yeah,
Wait, is it specifically shakshuka?
Yeah. So these are the 2 products that I love from them. Obviously, since reading or nearly finishing Ultra Processed People, it's made me realise, so these guys make amazing products, but not every product's perfect. So like this one is 100% just natural ingredients. So it's 47% tomatoes, but they're all using Isle of Wight tomatoes.
Lovely.
It's in the Isle of Wight, for our American listeners. Isle of Wight is obviously part of the United Kingdom, but it's an island, off Southampton. So I think it obviously has a different
down
climate.
south.
I think it's warmer.
It's warmer, yeah.
Generally, hence being able
Better
to grow tomatoes. This is my real favourite though. So this is shakshuka, which obviously you can use this sauce for shakshuka breakfast dish, but it's a spiced tomato sauce, so you can use that in a lot of different things.
Yummy.
It's very versatile. This I love as a cheap curry. So
curry?
It's makhani, but it's a Punjabi-inspired curry sauce. So to give you an idea, this has tomato paste. It's got single cream in there. It's got ginger paste, garlic puree, raw cane sugar. So they always use a bit of sugar in these curry recipes.
Very often in curries and pasta dishes.
Ground turmeric, dry fenugreek leaves, but it's super tasty.
Yummy.
They also do an amazing ketchup, which is far better than, without mentioning any names, Heinz.
Without mentioning any names, rhymes with schmines.
Rhymes with scumbags.
No.
Heinz are scumbags.
Don't be a food snob.
It's not being a food snob, it's being annoyed that these companies have mugged all of us off for decades, and they are causing things like cancer. So that's why I call them scumbags. Controversial, but anyway.
Controversial kitchen chats with Charlie. That could be your podcast jingle.
That I really like that we're comfortable obsessed with.
Here we go.
Paste? I don't know how you say it. Paste.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I didn't know that was what it was. What a plonker. I think it's a small family-run business, which is why it's nice to shout it out.
Is it local?
I don't think it's local, but to give you an idea, like this is a sweet chili sauce. Now, I recommend you look at all those, like the Blue Dragon and all those recipes, sauces in the supermarket. Look at them, you'll be terrified when you realise how many big words there are, like maltodextrin and all these big things, which is essentially a chemical.
Most things in life are a chemical,
whereas
but a
this,
nasty chemical.
Obviously it has a lot of sugar in here, but it's sugar just normal sugar, not a chemical component.
Yeah.
Water, spirit vinegar, red chilli, green chilli, garlic, and corn flour.
Better ingredients.
Really nice sauce. But this is the 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 tomato ketchup.
Oh, they're green. It's green.
Yeah, it's a green one. Which once again
ripe
is...
tomatoes. Unripe tomatoes. That's fun.
Can you not just grow green tomatoes? I think you can just grow green tomatoes.
I don't know.
I think you can.
Don't know.
There's loads of... You can grow black tomatoes, can't you? So
Yeah, but normally when they're green, it just means they're not quite ripe yet.
The one thing I did buy from the supermarket today that I was like, I can't give this up. This is the UPF. Because this has... I'm pretty sure it's a UPF if it has things like acidity regulator,
Yes.
right? And acetic acid.
Acetic.
Yeah, and sugar salt. No, that's just...
Is it
What is
sugar?
sugar salt? There's no comma.
Sugar
I think
comma
they missed the
salt?
comma out. But this has still got 56% mangoes in. That's still like...
Mangoes are my new obsession.
I know, you love them.
You can never get mangoes like that in the UK, can you?
I think you should give it a go, but obviously when you go to places that are tropical, like coconuts, like
Yeah.
we were in the Maldives, we were having a coconut every day, you just wouldn't order that in the UK, would you? And you'd struggle to get one that's legit.
I just want to have mangoes like that in the summer.
Yeah.
Obviously they'll be imported, but these lemons are probably
Maybe in the
imported.
summer. Yeah,
Dunno.
well, no,
Actually, they're probably
lemons
not, because they're from Riverford.
No, they are imported. You can't grow lemons in the UK unless it's in like a greenhouse, and it wouldn't be...
You can grow lemons in the UK.
You can, but I don't
But
believe...
tricky in January.
It would be profit-making. I don't believe. Riverford's not all British. It's mostly British, but they will still get ingredients that are organic from abroad.
Yeah,
because
like...
as a business, they are very legit, but as a business, it's very difficult for them to just say we're only going to do British produce, because in the winter months, it's like 7 vegetables.
Can we just point out that we have messed up slightly our different dog timings, and we've got one day...
Come see this.
Yeah, we've got one day where we're having to give them something different for dinner, and we don't have different dog. And Dexy is literally sat by his food bowl crying.
No, he's sat there saying I don't want to eat it.
Yeah.
Look, the food's there.
You have become accustomed
Snob.
to a life of luxury. You are so like your
Please come and
father.
eat your dinner, young
You
man.
are exactly the same as your father. If it's
just
not
sits there
from
and
different
whines.
dog, I don't
Come and
want
eat
to eat
your
it.
food, please.
Dexy, your language is quite
Come
foul.
and eat your food, please.
It's still organic.
What's
Please
in lunch?
eat it. It's not a different dog, and I don't
Eat your
want it,
food.
Daddy. I don't want it, Daddy.
What
You ever
character?
seen a sausage or any creature be so moody to not have his top quality dog food? Look at that. And he doesn't whine, he just heavy breathes at us so that we know that he's very upset. You are like your father in that you are an absolute food snob. It's different dog or nothing for me, Mummy. I won't be having this. I won't be having it. So any finishing remarks?
Finishing remarks?
Yeah, from your controversial
My food
kitchen
rant.
chats with Charlie.
Food rants.
Yeah.
Do you know why I rant though? Is because I'm annoyed
I
at myself.
know.
Why I rant is not because I'm annoyed at any individuals. It's because I'm annoyed at myself that I've been fooled as someone that actually thinks I know a lot about things, which I clearly didn't about the food industry.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Like even the amount of nutritionists that I see banging on about protein amounts in food.
yeah, I think this is the year, 2025 is going to be the year that people wake up to the fact that actually most of us that have a balanced diet already have enough protein.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Protein is not the issue.
Most people eat more protein
Yeah,
than they
we
need.
probably don't eat enough fibre, and we don't
Yeah.
eat enough, and we don't eat enough variation.
Exactly.
Like, that's what we learnt last year was variation. We actually have quite a healthy diet, but we were like, oh, we're eating a lot of spinach and broccoli. We're not eating enough peppers, carrots, all these other magical things. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you want to tell every?
Overwhelming,
Yeah.
and we still have treats like anyone, but it's just also quite empowering knowing exactly what's going into your food. Do you know the recipe I'm looking forward to is this one from Rutherford. It should be sponsored by Rutherford. This vlog is very much not. Miso fried sprouts.
I saw that in the
and
drawer
noodles.
and I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that we'll have tomorrow. No, we'll have it Thursday night.
Yeah.
But so this is an example. This is actually also plant-based, but I didn't choose it because of that. But this is an example where they are really championing what is seasonal. Because sprouts are, funnily enough, I think sprouts are in season Jan, Feb, March.
And December. No,
Yeah,
they
but
are
just
in December.
They're a Christmas thing, yet actually they're more in season.
No,
after
no,
Christmas.
they're in season in December.
Yeah.
Anyway, show us what you collected from Strawtop Cottage.
Oh, these are some lovely gifts.
How sweet. And we say it every time, but we do not expect our guests to leave
The card alone is
gifts.
an epic card.
Yeah.
Because actually, you know, this tracks all the history of
yeah.
Land Rovers. Oh,
How cool. It's fine.
And
that's a cool one at the back, look. That's a cool one.
Yeah, I actually saw one today that was like a a yellow one.
Cool.
And it was like a lifeboats one.
No way!
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, this is a super generous gift. I know it's probably for you, but I will be nicking it. This is amazing. Bamford make the best hand balms.
They do.
Cotswolds Chocolate Company.
No way!
Milk
they're in, are they in Broadway?
I think they got a few shops, to be fair. They get about...
That's my favourite, the chocolate-covered Brazil nuts.
Amazing.
Such a nice afternoon snack.
Obviously, these are amazing. Very, very, very thoughtful. But even these, look at these beautiful...
So cute.
Totally unnecessary, but super generous and thoughtful.
Because these guests stayed over Christmas.
No, these guests stayed for... Actually, these guests stayed from New Year's Day.
Oh, yeah. But they wanted it to be festive in the cottage.
Yeah, for the first week of January while we're away.
Gorgeous.
So that's why I've only just picked these up.
So cute.
Really thoughtful.
Really thoughtful. Thank
He's
you
going to go in
very
the fridge
much.
and have these this weekend.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that very long kitchen chat with Charlie. I did notice your comments on the Honeymoon 2.0 vlog that you enjoy his long rambles, and I do as well. So yeah, that's probably made this vlog very long. So my darlings, I'm going to wrap it up right here. It's 6:20 and I'm going to take my makeup off and stick some lovely ingredients on my skin for the evening. I've got into the habit of just putting oils on my face to sink in the evening, and honestly I'm really happy with my skin at the moment. I've actually got a few hormonal blemishes on my chin, but generally, like the glowiness and everything else I'm happy with. And I always think there's not ever one magic bullet. It's everything. It's eating well, it's getting movement and exercise, it's using the LED mask, it's hydration, it's skincare, it's a little bit of everything. There's not one thing that'll help your skin. It's a well-rounded effect. And also, I'm always trying new things, whether it's for work or even, for example, recently I've had a delivery of this 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 𝙄'𝙢 serum, which when I researched it apparently is like a mega viral TikTok thing, and it sounds really good for skin that's maybe the barrier's been a little bit upset. So after a couple of weeks in the sun, and I'm going to try this out for the first time tonight. Proteiny polypeptide cream from Drunk Elephant, packed with peptides. So I think that'll be a really nice one to use after my actives, which is obviously my, not Skin and Me, what's it called? Renew and Me. So this is and Begin. They've rebranded it to Renew and Me, and I actually still have my Skin and Me subscription. I need to cancel it because I've upgraded or updated to Renew and Me. So Skin and Me, the original, I'm sure you guys know about, and then Renew and Me, but I'm pretty sure they're repackaging this to be more like this. Anyway, I am rambling and the vlog is already very long, so I'll bid you good night and I'll see you on Sunday for the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Leave the word renew in your comment if you got to the end of this very long vlog. Good night.